You couldn't say that Britain is gripped with election fever, could you? More election mild temperature and a slightly sore throat. It feels like a procession at the moment, with all of the parties going through the motions. If you polled them, much of the public would probably suggest we should give it to Labour already, so we can all get on with our summer holidays, get our bodies beach ready, dust off the tent for Glastonbury, the Pims for Wimbledon, and stock up on fridge packs of supermarket own brand lager for the Euros. But unfortunately, that pesky democracy has to be done properly, and we need the full 6-week campaign. And the Tories would argue that it's all still to play for. A chink of light for Rishi Sunak was Labour's manifesto launched this week, which outlines billions of pounds in extra tax, though Labour have been very clear that they will not tax income, national insurance or VAT to any higher extent, and they'll pay for a better Britain with economic growth, which sounds lovely, but as any football fan knows, it's the hope that kills you. Meanwhile, Rishi Sunak has tried to rebuild the damage from his blink and you'll miss it appearance at the D-Day anniversary. This week, staying all day long at the G7 conference, although no doubt checking his watch and mindful of getting to the airport with enough time to pick up a couple of bottles of malt whiskey and a family pack of Benson and Hedges in duty-free. Yes, I know that Rishi Sunak doesn't smoke or drink, but frankly, given how the campaign has gone for him so far, now might be a good time to start. Meanwhile, the Lib Dem leader, Sir Ed Davey, continues the wild publicity stunts and photo opportunities. Who needs policies when you can gain millions of views on TikTok, effectively living out a midlife crisis? You have to say his antics, along with the moving interview about caring for his disabled son, seems to have rid Sir Ed Davey of the ghost of the post office scandal, demonstrating that the public have memories shorter than Tom Cruise's 501s. Rishi Sunak will have taken comfort from the Sky News leaders debate, in which Sir Keir Starmer was laughed at for once again reminding us that his father was indeed a toolmaker. In an interview with GB News, Keir Starmer managed to spin this as an individual laughing at the fact that his father had a simple job. Now, at best, this was spin, and at worst, deeply disingenuous, given the fact that it was a good portion of the audience who laughed, and they were amused not at Starmer Sr.'s occupation, but at his son's almost comical obsession with it. He's got Toolmaker Tourettees syndrome. Meanwhile, the SNP and Plaid Cymru continue to make the case for independence. Sovereignty seems to be the big attractive sell, but the economic impact of splitting from the union is something about which both parties have fallen strangely quiet. The Greens are going to save the planet, which is great news, but their noticeably left-wing policy agenda certainly won't save our wallets. Meanwhile, in a watershed moment, Reform UK polled higher than the Conservatives this week, suggesting a public appetite for a more robust approach to immigration and the economy. Although Nigel Farage's strategy to become the main party of the right appears to involve delivering a Labour government for 5 or even 10 years, I'm not sure that will play well with some small C Conservative voters. With promises on pension, tax and immigration, perhaps Rishi Sunak is down, but not out. If it was a boxing match, yes, he's on the floor, but the referee hasn't reached 10 just yet. Whatever happens, we're going to see a lot more right hooks and left jabs being thrown, whilst the long-suffering British public are just punch-drunk. No one's been knocked out just yet, which is why on July the 4th, it could still go to a points decision.